Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Lucid's 2022 Tournament Game 4, where we are playing Nazca. This is Yeah, we're Game 4, not Game 5. I don't fucking remember anything, right? It's been a couple days. I'm a little under the weather, but shit's gotta get done, so I'm doing it. This is Nazca turn 65. Let's jump into things with a little bit of research. Alteration 5. 65 turns into the game and we're just now hitting Alteration 5. That's a little bit feels bad, man. And by a little bit I mean a lot of it. So but it be what it be. And I mean, we're making our way. We're gonna make it up to Alt 7, maybe just go straight to Alt 9. Just depends on what we're kind of like looking for, and should be good. So we have done that. Zelia the Muse has claimed the golden throne in the name of Caps Lock, the Harvester, Master of Terror, the self-created master. So this is Thrones. Arcosphale claims the golden throne. And this is actually interesting. We've been talking about Arcosphale as this kind of like rising power. This is a big deal. Arco now has 3 thrones and is definitely bordering the other 3, I think 4 or 5 actually, that they would need in order to win the game. So, and that's not to say that they're like, oh my god, suddenly gonna win, but they are definitely a power, a threat that exists, right? So, got that going on. We have, well, no more, nothing, Auspex, nothing. We cast a fairy court in our capital rather than in our fucking gate, which is sad, but we did what we did. We did a summon Huacas again in our capital rather than our gate, but it is what it is. We did the Loam lore. Okay, does Well of Misery go up? Woo! Globals! Nazca casts Well of Misery. Fuck yeah! Global enchantment was successful. That's what we like. Also, amusingly, the global that we took down was Gift of Health. So, we dispelled Gift of Health a couple turns ago, and then it got put back up, and then we cast Well of Misery and managed to to override Gift of Health. That's kind of a funny little scenario, I suppose. Really enjoyed that one. Moving on from there, a couple of battles to watch. We've got Ulm and so I think this is actually I've been talking the last couple turns. Peace has been peace is established between Van and Ulm. Peace is established. I was talking about how they're doing a little spat or something like that. I think it was just the information was correct. I think it was just off by a turn. And this is after they have determined exactly what the terms of their peace are going to be, and Ulm is just taking back a couple of provinces that Van had raided. So that's that. And then this is actual war, right? Like Van is attacking Vanarus, or Vanheim is attacking Vanarus, and Pelagia is attacking Ulm. So, see how this goes. Vanheim attacking Vanarus here. Interesting. Did Vanarus steal this monolith, or is this their god? Nope, this is their god. Their god is a monolith. Cool. Bunch of trolls here. What's happening? Natural storm. Starfires. Howl. I don't think... Where was this at? Oh, I think Van Heim was just trying to, like, pull out, potentially. Or do as much damage as he could on the way out. Unfortunately, that was not very much. And then Pelagia attacks Ulm in Blackport. Now, Pelagia, we had seen this previously. I think, right, I think Ulm just misclicked on this. Like, I think he wanted to retreat these guys out, but was unable to do so. I wonder if Pelagia loses a lot here. Just set a shit ton of these guys on fire, I will say that. My god. Doesn't look like he loses a lot out of them. I'm incorrect. My god, he lost a fucking metric shit ton. Is this Vapor Flames? Is that what that is? Yeah, it's Vapor Flames. Go look up Vapor Flames and see how much damage it actually does. Oof. Oh my goodness, that's painful. Yeah, holy fuck. Oh, damn. Vapor Flames is an enchantment? Yeah, there it is. It does 10 armor-piercing fire damage. And sets people on fire, generally. That's kind of an ow. Okay. We got some events. We have an event in Forest of Pines. There are rumors of a hidden site of mystical power. A man claims to have seen a fountain of fire in his dreams. Actually, some fire gems were later found in the belly of a goat who had strayed into the wilderness. Forest of Pine. Okay. Cool. And then in Nazca, so we got increased heat and some fire gems out of that. And then Nazca, a great treasure has been found. A fortune in gold, one magic item, and a huge amount of magic gems have been found and transported to the Arcane Laboratory. And this is kind of a fucking metric shit ton of gems. So that's really, really, really cool. Barrel of Air, pretty neat. So that is for events this turn, 0, negative, 2, positive. In Forest of Pines, we got heat +1. We've got gold plus 2,280. Fire gems plus 21, which on his own is just fucking phenomenal. Then water +1, earth +1, astral +2, death +1, and nature +2. So a nice little sprinkling of gems otherwise. And then a barrel of air, which is actually an interesting little going underwater item. So pretty cool. That is actually nice for us. Pretty nice. I can't type. I'm ill and my brain is dead and I can't type. We have foreseen a major event. Luck increases worldwide. Cool. We discover a scout in in Satrandith. So I feel like the jig is up. And yeah. This is another one of our turns, just kind of like gearing up. We successfully put up Well of Misery, so now we've got a huge death income. So now the concept is what are we going to be able to do with that death income? Hopefully we're going to see a lot out of that. But a little bit of stuff to go. Sorry, I was looking at things. We got not a lot going on this turn other than movement. The experience factory continues. We are moving people around, mostly just moving Hatan Runa stacks around to, like I said, we want to get every single province. We want a little 60 stack of Hatan Runa patrolling, right? And maybe some undead patrolling there. We really want to kick up our patrol strength across our entire empire so that no one gets in or out. No one can see anything without using scrying, basically. And then we probably want to dome our most important provinces as we get closer to that kind of like turn 80 mark. Because we want to hide our strength, right? We want to hide the amount of stuff that we are beginning to produce, and just our general movements and plans and things like that. So that is the goings on currently. Due to the absurd amount of money that we got, we are doing several buildings this turn. We are building 1 fortress, 1 palisade, 1 lab, and 2 temples. So let's take a look at those real quick. The fortress is over here in Forgotten Woods. We are putting up a fortress, right? Also putting a temple there in Forgotten Woods. We are building a lab and a temple down in Mike Marsh, right? So that we can start recruiting shamans, which should be pretty good. And then we are putting up a palisade in Amul, right? We struck out against Van. It did not work out for us, so now we're going to maybe forward up our border with them. At the very least, we're going to forward up Amul, because Amul is a good province for us, and it is a province where we can project power at Satala, the throne, right? Should Van get into the situation of like, oh my god, you know, they're gonna win, right? You know, so we want to, you know, project strength into Amul, project strength into Nifl, and be able to threaten both Cern and Satala at any given moment, which is not super difficult for us because we do crack forts very, very quickly with our flyers. So that's just something to keep out or keep in mind. Continuing to try to heal through all of this little shenanigans. Our Rod of the Leper King continues to disease. It gets removed, gets put back on, gets removed, gets put back on. So that's fun. So we got that going on. Aside from that, we've got a fair amount of recruitment across the Empire. We have recruitment for the turn. 5 Runanka, 2 Akla, 2 Apu, 1 Malqui Priest, 1 Scout, 15 Hatan Runa, 5 Sun Guard, and 2 Dinyashi. And yeah, there's a lot of kind of like oddball stuff in that. Most of it, though, is just me spending money because I have money, which isn't always the brightest idea. Sometimes you need to save money. But a lot of it, the Runankas and the Scouts, we got 5 Runankas and 1 Scout. We're just trying to put more people out in locations. There's a lot of the world that we can't see right now, and I'd like to see what's going on, right? So we're going to try to work towards that. The Aklas, just continuing to have research mages. Malqui Priests, trying to put Malquis into the proper locations for reanimations. The Hatan Runa is actually kind of like a really oddball one down here, but we had patrolling in Nifl. We have 15 open slots, so Bucket Hatan Runa are very, very, very cheap, so just throw them in there real quick. The Sun Guards, Dinyashis, all normal stuff. So, is what it is. As far as Nazcan recruits go, Nazcan recruits for the turn, we have 51 Hatan Runa, as we have reestablished ourselves in Golm. We have 119 Long Dead Warriors. We are recalling 9 Supayas, and we have 1 Summon Huaka for 7 Huakas, and 1 Summon Supayas for 7 Supayas. And yes, we are summoning Supayas in the capital, not at the gateway, which is another big waste, right? So we've got a summon Huaka up here, and then we've got a summon Supaya right here. Huge waste, big waste of gems. Not huge waste of gems, but pretty big waste of gems. Because I don't understand what happened in my brain. And I promise it goes away, but for whatever reason, right, like, as soon as we got the Ultimate Gateway, I was like, oh, shit, yeah, that's going to be really big for Well of Misery. And then I just forgot that it existed outside of Well of Misery. It was just like, okay, yeah, we use that for Well of Misery. Everything else stays the same. And I don't know why. I blame stress. I blame being overworked at my job, but God, that it's like I think it's like 7 turns total. Maybe like 6 or 7 turns total. of me forgetting about it outside of Well of Misery. We're keeping track on the gems that we've lost, or will have lost, right? We will not have saved them, I suppose, is the better concept. So, aside from that, special recruits, we got one Dire Wolf coming in this turn up here in Pack Woods. We are not getting our Dustwalker for the turn because we're building a lab here. We got that going on. And then we have rituals. So, rituals for the turn, mostly site searching. We have one augury, 3 gnome lore, 1 teleport, and 1 queen of air. And this hurts. This is really painful. Because of course we are not doing the queen of air at our ultimate gateway. We're doing it up here in Nazca because it hasn't clicked in my brain. So, Sadness Hero. Where are we teleporting from? Oh, we're teleporting Mungo Aklo back to the capital. Because there's not really a reason to set him in Forgotten Woods. Forgotten Woods is less secure than our capital at this current point in time. So that's really all that's going on. Just some site searching, trying to clear things up or finalize things with our gnome lores. And then wasting gems. Wasting gems to the tune of, here's our ultimate gateway. We lose 20 air gems this fucking turn, 6 astral and 4 death, by not using our ultimate gateway. So this is not the way that I wanted to track things with the ultimate gateway. I wanted, and we will eventually, track how much we're saving, but first... That's 30 gems this turn, right? 30 gems. We get 34 death in a turn. But aside from that, like that's our entire water and earth income that we could have extra. We could have 21 air gems right now. We could have 10 astral, and we could have 21 death. The way better. All right, whatever, it is what it is. Forging for the turn, we have... Doesn't seem right. Where's it at? Oh, no, it is right. I think it is right. Yeah, because Skull Mentors are actually pricey. Yeah, Skull Mentors are 8. Doesn't make any sense. Are we missing something? Dwarven Hammer. Site, patrol. Summon Supayas. Oh, the Summon Supayas also costs 10. So we're spending 18. Right? That's roughly, yeah, we would have had basically nothing. So yeah, because we're doing an expensive forging, and because we're not reducing the amount that we're cost, we're not actually saving ourselves very much, which is unfortunate. Sorry, got distracted by math. Forging, we are forging 1 lightless lantern, 1 water lens, 1 water bracelet, 1 dwarven hammer, 1 skull mentor, and 1 Huaka headdress. So got that going on. And I don't think there's a lot to really talk about here. I mean, the lightless lanterns, we're continuing. We want more research, right? We've talked about the idea of aiming towards that 1,500 2K mark, right? So more lightless lanterns. The Skull Mentor is exactly in that same vein. We're probably going to make Skull Mentors every turn for the next several turns, 10 turns or so. At least 1 Skull Mentor. Skull Mentors are expensive, right? But they also give more research than a lantern does by 2, which is why you don't see a lot of people spend death gems on them unless they do not care about the death gems. Like they have the ability to use the death gems, but they're not really interested in what the death gems offer from a unit standpoint or a ritual standpoint or anything like that, which is relatively rare, but it is possible. Or in the case where you're like me and you suddenly have a very large death income, but you are very far behind on your research curve, which is exactly what we are. So, 10 Skull Mentors over the course of the next 10 turns. That's going to be 80 gems, but that's going to be 140 with the 140 research, but with the actual shit. I don't want to look up the formula. 140 each turn reduced down, actually ends up being quite a bit of research over the course of the next 10 turns. So it is what it is. And then the Hawaka headdress, the Dwarven hammer, again, just trying to come online with our actual manufacturing. Last little thing that we do actually have some nature gems going out to Pelagia. Pelagia just reached out to us about needing some nature gems, and I think we're getting fire gems or something like that in return from them, because our fire income is just so abysmal that we're trying to supplement our fire income wherever we can. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. Nothing really crazy going on. Nothing super new. I say super new. I haven't really talked about in the aftermath of Ulm's throne rush, right? Ulm and I made peace with Van, and now it seems as if Vanarus, we made peace with Vanheim. Now it seems as if Vanarus and Arcos-Cephale are going to war against Vanheim and Ulm. I am unsure. I think that is the case. I think Arcos-Cephale is trying to turn into the next big player, right? Like while Vanheim is fighting Vanarus, which Vanarus is pretty small at this point, so it's not like a big fight. But a lot of Vanheim's attention has been elsewhere here lately, right? So I think the concept is Arco is going to try to eat portions of Ulm, including the Ulmish capital, and maybe so far down to like Jotunheim, and really establish themselves as like this 4-cap monstrosity with Nabaa and their capital, Ulm's capital, and Jotunheim, that kind of scenario, right? While supporting Vanarus to where Vanarus is really not like a big player, but they don't get just destroyed by Vanheim. And honestly, they kind of talked to me a little bit, not really about that plan, but about my intentions and suggesting that I should be going in on Vanheim. And that's entirely possible, right? Like, I feel like we've gambled this so many times where I should probably be doing X thing. But instead of doing X thing, we're playing really greedy and hoping that the game just continues so that we eventually hit that point of late game Nazca where it's just like, y'all are fucked, right? I don't know that we're ever going to get there, but at this point we've put 65 turns into it, so I kind of feel like we might as well put another 20 or so at the very least and see what happens. I am kind of like, from a offline standpoint, I've been kind of like really getting into this concept of like, what are we going to do about Pelagia? Can we actually fight Pelagia? And I think, I do think that's kind of like the goal, is while Vanheim, Arco, Ulm, Vanarus all do their thing, I think we're going to try to gear up and then see if we can knife Pelagia. And if we can, right, if we can get like If we can just defeat Pelagia in the water and we're suddenly this water nation while the rest of the fighting is still going, that would be really, really cool. I just don't like... There's so many ifs, ands, or buts in this game. It's a wild game. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the turn. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.